gentlemen, the time is here. The time is now. All over the world. Paris, Saint-Tropez. Everyone on holiday. Put your drinks in the air. It's time. Sean Rock. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Sean Rock says, can you feel it? Sean Rock says, can you feel it? Sean Rock says, can you feel it? Feel it, feel it. Can you feel it? Can you feel
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for taking time out of your Friday schedule to join us to celebrate. My name is Tony Wright, and it's my pleasure to be your host for this afternoon. What I can promise is that I will be keeping the official bits as short as humanly possible so we can get on with the celebrating, and let's be serious about this just for a moment. No one does celebration quite like Jar Jar. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and again, thanks so much for joining. Look, tonight we're not only celebrating Ethan's rebrand from a group to basically what is a global megaforce, but we're recognising 20 years of this company being in business. No mean feat for an Australian IT organisation to be in business for 20 years. The coast is littered with the wrecks of IT organisations not run by Jar Jar or Raymond. But it's been a phenomenal transformation. This rebrand actually marks a new era for Ethan. Today we bring together over 400 IT experts across 10 countries for what is not only a bold launch, but a launch that will ignite a very bright future. I'm sure you'd agree things look pretty amazing around here. I must admit I didn't expect anything less, to be honest with you. It's always been something that Ethan have done exceptionally well. But I think what we'd like to do now is just to kick things off, I'd like to bring to the stage the Ethan founders and executive directors, Mr. Tony Jaja and Mr. Andrew Raymond. Andrew's just indisposed at the moment. There he is. He's just on waiter duty. Look, I just want to share, I've been thinking a lot about this, and I think I'm onto them. I think I'm onto Jaj and Ramo, because basically what they're doing here now is they're following in the footsteps of Michael Jackson, of Beyonce, of Robin Williams, of Phil Collins, because they know that things will be much better when they drop the group. Made that up yourself just a minute ago. Pretty proud. I guess, Jaj, let's start with you, Tony. I think what people sort of might not realise is that changing a brand is a heap more difficult or more encompassing than just simply updating a logo. You're resetting your own corporation's identity, you're resetting the goals and aspirations of your business, the goals and aspirations of your people, and you're basically framing how you want the business world to see Ethan as it grows and grows and grows. I'm really intrigued in the more than bit. What does that mean? More than what? But fundamentally, Tone, can you start telling us a bit about how you feel right now and about what this new brand means to you?
Firstly, thank you, Tony, for an amazing introduction. And welcome, everybody. Huge shout out to the Go Live in Melbourne, in Brisbane, and other parts of the world. This marks a very phenomenal day for us in Ethan's journey. First of all, I'm feeling proud. I'm feeling excited for the future. But on the point of the brand, I mean, this isn't just the brand in terms of the logo change, as you said. This is, although that is actually quite important. It's a redefinition of our entire company. For all corners of this business, we've had to look into what we've done in the past and how do we apply, our new go-to-market, our new trend into our services, into our products, and also into our people. But on the topic of our brand and the logo, there's been so much thought being put into this. The colours themselves represent transparency. That's why they're black and white. The three pillars that are on pretty much most of the people's here's chests represent our three pillars in the business, which are IT, cloud, and telco. And the actual boldness of the brand is all about who we are and where we've come from, and who we are in terms of the DNA of this organisation and why we were a group is the fact that we were very entrepreneurial, and there are very little number of companies left in our space which are still founder-led and founder-run, which allows us to invest back into the business. That's a benefit to our customers. It's a benefit to our staff. And it also allows us to push through tough times. And that's one of the things that we're also very proud of. And hence, the Ethan Indigenous, the Ethan Talent, the Ethan Print, the Ethan, Ethan lots of other services, digital and whatnot. We're able to create these new lines of business because we are capable of starting up new entities within our organisation, leveraging the capabilities that we've already invested in. And this brand, this new rebrand, is about recognising for us, those investments that we've made and making it a lot more simpler to understand, who we are. And that's why we're more than the sum of our parts, hence more than.
Thanks, Josh. But Andrew, Tony mentioned adversity and the capacity of this organisation to deal with that stuff. I'm amazed that during COVID, during economic downturn, this organisation didn't let a single person go. Not a single human being. The entire world was downsizing. Everybody's halting investment. Business is going off cliffs. Didn't happen here. Andrew, why didn't it happen here?
I think, Tony, you said it a second ago, it was about being founder-driven. When there's a founder driving a business, the outcomes matter a lot more than when there's somebody who's not necessarily as vested in the outcome. And for us, we constantly invested, we kept holding on to our people because at the end of the day, we recognise a business is no more than a collection of people. The technology that it produces, the outcomes that it produces are all driven by those people. So for us, that's the focus. We're pretty sincerely focused on keeping the best of us and attracting more people to our business because we believe that with better and better people, we will continue to provide better and better outcomes for our customers. So,
Andrew, I've been in the IT industry 25 years. I'm officially older than dirt, and I was actually present when they built Uluru. That's how old I am. And I've not experienced that sort of cultural fabric in an organisation anywhere I've worked, and I've worked at Cisco and Oracle and Symantec and any other US multinational you can think of. And I think that's the special part, and that's why this organisation will continue to be outstanding, is because it values what it has and it cherishes what it has. And too many organisations treat people like entries on a spreadsheet, and this joint doesn't. And whoever works here or has worked here should be very proud of the fact that you are working for an organisation that genuinely cares about you. And that doesn't happen often anymore, regrettably. Look, after that homily, I've got some other questions. Tony, this rebrand's huge. It's been a huge undertaking, and I know personally you've been all in and hands on and hands all over it. What drives one person to take hold of such a massive project and just run with it?
Well, Tony, I think success is a combination of many different things and different people coming together. And on that note, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank all of those involved in the rebrand. The list is very long, and there'll be lots of thank you cards this Christmas, that's for sure. But it's a very special thank you to Marina. If you could just, I promised I wouldn't embarrass you, but I'm going to. A very special thank you to Marina, who's really, been the fabric of the rebrand, and a huge thank you to Andrew for believing in the vision and in investing with me into what you see today and hopefully what you see in the future. Also, the staff and our team. I'm not going to apologise for making you uncomfortable, because that's what agility is all about. We've got to get used to that in our space and the times that we're in. But I am going to thank you for the hard work and for coming on the course and on the journey. I think you've fallen in love with the brand as much as I have, and it's also made us fall a lot more in love with the company. So we're really excited. So thank you.
Wait, I just want to interrupt at that point. I owe you a thank you. The amount of work, the years you've put into this, designing it, and I know you've been driven crazy at some points. And I've known you a long time. 20 years we've been in business, and I haven't seen you so driven and so focused at creating an incredible outcome as you have been with this. It's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Andrew. That's just a wonderful summary of what you've done and why we're here and where it's going. And I think we all look forward with great enthusiasm to what tomorrow brings. Look, I'd like to quickly call up David Lydiard and Jason Ha to the stage, please.
Yo, man,
Hello?
can you help me, man?
Sure. How can I help you?
My account just got wiped.
You must be joking.
I don't know how I let this happen.
By who?
Some guy pretending to be you, you know? Man, I don't know what to do.
It wasn't me.
Alright.
Jason, you're the head of cybersecurity at Ethan. You've held that role for many years now. That's not an interrogation question. That was a statement of fact.
It feels like many years.
Look, I just cyber's clearly, I think, one of the hottest and certainly one of the most confronting topics in the business world. It's front of mind for every investor. It's front of mind for every board, every CEO. It's incredibly volatile, and it's certainly kept the CEO of Optus and Medibank awake for about 6 weeks now. I know that as a company, you've been in the security market a long time, and you have a really enviable rate of retention in what's a high-volume, volatile business. Can you tell us about the investments that Ethan's made in cybersecurity and what the plans for tomorrow might look like?
Sure. Security is a really, really complex area. Some of the foundational things that you'd think would be in place by now still aren't in a lot of instances. And with the way that things rapidly change, it's getting increasingly complicated. You know that in a few years' time, they predict that the money that cyber criminals earn from cybercrime will be $10 trillion. Yeah, which to put that into context for you is actually more than the illegal cross-border drug trade, right? So it's lucrative, right? So it means that the stuff that we're seeing is exponentially growing, and what we need to do as organisations investing in cyber capability together with our partners, bringing the right people into the organisation, is to drive efficiency and innovation into how our clients do cyber. Yeah? We are there to help them make cyber more efficient.
Just in terms of the efficiencies, what have you noticed have been changes in the cyber market over the last, say, 3 or 4 years? Because, as I mentioned, new players all the time, very volatile. You're chasing your tail in that industry. You're not in front of the curve. You know, something's got to happen. We work out what that was.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the fundamental challenges, right? I mean, even though from a technology, especially post-pandemic, organisations have been rapidly digitising, changing the way that they fundamentally deliver services, technology to their clients and internally to their own people, right? But often or not, security hasn't kept pace with that. Still the old traditional ways of trying to do security. And some of that's just not effective anymore. So what we've been doing is looking at innovative solutions and capabilities together with our partners to really streamline that process, right? Really make a difference to our clients. So, I've been speaking to clients recently. They've said, what are some examples? You keep talking about efficiency, Jason. What do you mean? What's an example of that? I said, okay, let me put it to you this way. You probably have an existing security service provider right now. And maybe what happens is they send you 100 alerts a day and call you constantly and say, hey, we think we might have found something. Can you go and investigate? And you get burdened with having to do that, right? Wouldn't it be great if you had a really efficient partner in cybersecurity that would call you up once a week and say, you know what? You were just under attack, but don't worry. We worked out what it was. We've stopped it. Just calling you to let you know out of courtesy, right? That's efficiency.
I spent quite a bit of time working for Symantec, and I ran into a CEO of an organisation who didn't think it was important, and I got a meeting and I took in a copy of the Sydney Morning Herald, the Daily Telegraph and the Herald Sun, and I just put it on their desk. And they said, well, what's the point of this? I said, you don't want to be on the front page of that. Time to take it seriously, and I think that's exactly what Ethan has done at exactly the right time. Thanks so much for your commentary, Jason. We're going to run a video, you beautiful people. Or similar, I could just sing. Or we could just pretend we're watching a video. Yeah. It's on? Without... Oh, the Marcel Marceau version. Excellent. So we all sign our way through that. That's superb. Look, let's just move. Look, I want to just throw the mic to David, who's partnered with Ethan on a magnificent initiative called Ethan Indigenous, which supports Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander groups with cadetships, as well as funds for education, healthcare, training. Dave, you and Ethan have been in partnership for 5 years or so, and you've achieved some phenomenal things together. Just a quick question: why do companies want to work with organisations like Ethan?
Well, sitting up here, listening to Tony, getting to know Paul Cattell, the board, Troy Thorne, who's amazing. It's an amazing organisation, and we've been in partnership for 5 years. And I've been doing the Aboriginal stuff for about 30 odd years now, and some of the things I've thrown at Ethan about getting 80,000 laptops for every Aboriginal kid attending school, they've taken it on full on, and it's been, the word's got out there around the country, and I'm getting phone calls from schools and universities. They all want laptops, and these guys are doing it for me.
Dave, bridging digital divide has been something as a society we've failed abysmally in over time. What do you see as the next wave of investment required from organisations to enable Indigenous communities, Indigenous kids to get their fair share of access to the stuff they need?
Well, you guys are doing it right now. We've got Aboriginal cadets being mentored by Ethan's staff, Aboriginal employment. Troy's talking about employing 30 more Indigenous cadets next year, so that's phenomenal. And they don't know about IT. They're pretty good on their phones, but they wouldn't know. I'm hopeful that when they get a laptop, they can work. I struggle, but I'm old. But these kids, Ethan is everything, and I haven't been demanding, that's not my style, but they're just an amazing organisation. The brand, the people, the staff. I haven't met a bad person yet in 5 years.
That's wonderful. David, Jason, thanks so much for taking the time, gentlemen.
Thanks, Tony.
Magnificent people, and Anne Flutie, that concludes the formalities. Just as a wind-up, I just want to say congratulations, Ethan. We all look forward with great enthusiasm to the next chapter in what is probably the greatest success story in Australian IT history. And tomorrow will be bigger than today, and we could all look forward to great things together. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to come and join you, mate. And let's go and do what we need to do next. Cheers.